Yeah, good evening guys, it's Jim from JAGfx. It's Monday the 5th of December 2016, so we're into December, getting close to Christmas for those that celebrate. We're through the Italian referendum, and it seems the no vote, which was pretty well expected, didn't really cause much of a hassle in the markets, even though it did get stopped out in a couple of euro based pairs trades, but that happens. I think the Austrian presidential election was a bit of a relief for some in Europe also. There is some news this week, so I'll just bring it up and we'll have a look. There's quite a bit actually, it doesn't look like much, that's the whole week there, or the major news. But we've got the Australian cash rate. Now, they don't expect it to change, but it could. So that's the Australian interest rate. Also got trade balance out of Canada and Bank of Canada rate statement. It looks like it's supposed to stay the same too, but you never know. Then we have, I know there's another one here somewhere. Minimum bid rate at Euro, the European Union, European Bank's interest rate, which is expected to stay at zero. So there's three sort of interest rate news items this week, so just be on your toes there, guys. Righto, we'll just have a look at the spreadsheet, put me out of my misery. I'll tell you what, just about had my quota. Finished the 4-hour trades, wasn't good at all, and you know that because I've been calling them all live. I have made some notes on the bottom of the spreadsheet here with regards to trades I took against the trend, etc., and how much I probably could have saved myself if I hadn't have taken those trades. Still would have ended up overall a loss. As you can see, it's a big loss, a lot of pips, 1,240 pips roughly, nearly $1,500. So that takes a fair chunk out of the all the daily profits I've made on the daily charts to date. And I was having to think about this, the 4-hour charts, and other than taking a lot of counter trend trades, which it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I understand that. The thing is too, the winners. There's no real big winners. Normally I can rely on one of the pound pairs or the yen pairs to produce a couple of winners, especially on the 4-hour charts. When I'm saying big winners, I'm talking about like 400, 500, 600 pips sort of winners. Didn't really experience any of them. There's only 81 trades, and at the end of the day it wasn't a bad strike rate, just over 40%, which in a trend like a swing trader, that's quite acceptable. Just the winners weren't big enough, that was all, and there's probably too many losers. And we swing across to the daily charts, and already I'm starting with a shocker too. You go up a bit. Here's a pip total carried over from, over 4,000 pips, 4,300 pips, and already eaten in my profits already. But I know with the daily charts, the profits will come. So you just have to be patient, and we will nail it. Trust me on that one. So let's get to the charts before I waste too much time here. As usual, start off with the Aussie Canadian buy signal here, and it's gone up and it's dropped down. Story of my life. So it's back sitting on the 240 LMA, still technically a buy signal, hence the trend line's drawn. If I get a break up through that trend line, I will take the buy. Aussie Swiss franc, look at this, big going nowhere. I'm in a buy here with the trend. Looks like I get the red dot. I've got a red dot, the MACD Platinum here. There's a double bottom here. I might take a sell if it presents itself on the QMP, just to hedge this, lock in that loss. See how we go. Aussie New Zealand, again we've got this double bottom forming, which is divergence here possibly also, and it's trending down with MAs but going nowhere. A lot of ugly charts here, so you're going to see all the same. Aussie USD buy signal has broken through that trend line. I'm not convinced. I'll have a look tomorrow morning. I may take a buy here. The MAs are coming really tight together. We're getting towards Christmas. We've got the interest rate this week, so might just hang off until that's done. Canadians, Swiss franc powering up nicely, no trades, drawn this trend line, just got tops here, possible, like to even probably extend that even further. Seems to have a bit of a ceiling there, has trouble getting through there. So we'll just have a look, see, even goes back probably a bit further. Yeah, certainly resistance there. So you can go through there. I think you'll even, it's a real resistance zone, isn't it? We'll just keep an eye on this. At the moment, nothing happening. Be nice to get it roll over. We've got a MACD, red MACD. So we've got a red dot up here on the QMP. The MAs are pretty tight, so I'd be happy to take a sell there. It's just franc, Japanese yen screaming up still, like all the yen pairs, driving me nuts. I don't know what's going on with these. I was obviously in a sell. There's my red line, got stopped out. Now I just have to wait and see what happens. You hear that depressing sound of my voice? Don't worry about it. It's late at night. Euro, Swiss franc seems to be going up nicely. I didn't take the buy down here. It's coming into those Italian referendums and all sorts of things and against the trend. Some ugly candles there, so Euro. Yeah, again, I stayed out of it because of the Italian referendum, and I knew it was coming up. There's, you get a good buy signal here, got a good base forming here, broke that trend line, and as usual, price comes down back to the trend line. Seems to be a common thing, and off it goes. Would have been a nice buy to be in, but not to be against the trend. New Zealand, Canadian dollar had a buy signal, went up a little bit, then come down, stopped me out. So trend line again, sounds all very familiar. New Zealand, actually in a winning trade, just. New Zealand's Prime Minister, John Key, resigned today, or tendered his resignation. No scandal, just he's had enough. He's been in the office for a long time. Ex-Forex trader. So the New Zealand had a bit of a bumpy ride today, and now MACD's going up to the zero level. So I might have to tighten up the stop, see how we go tomorrow, but we're still in the buy there. Good to see a winning trade, not much though. Canadian, still in the sell from up here, coming down. We're not in the sell though. It was against the trend, I didn't want to take it. And that's before I switched it back to daily charts anyway, so we just wait and see how it pans out. It's been a real hard pair to trade, this one on the daily charts. USD, Swiss franc, yahoo, another winning trade. We're in a short in the sell here. These are all my notes from the other day. Basically against the trend, got this divergence. It's a long way from, it's a fair way, the MACD's a long way from the zero level, price a long way from the MAs, so pretty tight stop for the daily, so yeah, it's a good trade. Hopefully we'll keep on going that way. Now to the US, Japanese yen. You think I would have given up on this by now, but nope. Took a sell. Broke the trend line in here somewhere and took the sell. And straight away it shot up against me, heading towards my stop again. Unbelievable. But I'll persist. I'll modify this trend line if I get stopped out, and I'll have another go at it. It'll eventually come down. If not, I'll don't know what I'll do. But I'm persistent anyway, so we'll keep at it. I'd like to go down to the hour chart and have a look. Probably made a killing on the hour chart with this one. Aussie, Japanese yen, like the yen pairs, taking off still up to the upside. MAs are starting to spread out now, so what ideally would like to see now, if the MAs are going to go that way, is for price to roll over, come back into the MAs and bounce up and take the buys to the upside. See how it pans out. And speaking of another yen pair, Canadian, Japanese yen, same deal, trend lines there, heading to the moon, MACD's heading the other way. I'll just have to wait and see. Euro, AUD, there's another one that was going okay, that was not. Going back up into the MAs, my stop's up here, I'm in a sell as you can see. the sell down here. It hasn't really gone anywhere except against me. Just have to wait and see. It's in a bit of a tight range actually. I'll draw a couple of trend lines there later. Euro Canadian. He was one that was stopped out on a buy. Now it's broken through this trend line. I might have another go at this. Wait to see tomorrow morning. If it holds above this trend line, I might take another buy there. We've still got a buy signal. New place for a stop down here. And it's pretty common. You get this sort of where you get stopped out initially, then you'll have another go with a. So we'll see how we go. The MAs are starting to spread out a little bit, but it's been fairly tight. Euro Canadian, so it's not a bad pair to trade at times. Euro GP, Euro Great British Pound. I was in a buy here. There it was a nice one, bounced off the 240 LMA and didn't go far at all before it turned around and stopped me out. Now trend line's drawn. Again, we can have another go here. Still got a buy signal. Just to stop out the nausea on the way through. Euro yen, going to the moon, like all the Euro pairs. I was in a sell, silly me, bang, stopped out. Euro New Zealand, against the trend, heading up. Ugly chart. It's not, it's even ugly because my indicators are all out of whack. Just fix them up. Yeah, look, it's just a tough pair to trade at the moment. I'm going to stand clear of this, looking for it to go up a bit and roll over to the downside. The MACD get above the zero level. That'd be the plan. Oh, geez, what's going on here? Should have checked this before I go to video. Pound Aussie. Heading up. I was in a sell, obviously, stopped out. Story of my life. Trend line's drawn, still on a sell signal. If it drops down, bounces off this trend line, or the trend line holds there, or bounces off the MAs, drops back down, sell will be taken. Pound Canadian, yeah, it's going sideways at the moment. Just got a couple of trend lines drawn there. Got no clear sell signals as yet. QMP's got a sell, but the MACD's blue, so we'll just wait. Oh, pound yen, sell, stopped out, drawn the trend line. Now it's going to the moon. Sound like a broken record, because I am. Again, same. If it turns around, comes back in, I'll take it. If not, all the MAs across the upside, I'll start taking it to the upside. Pound Swiss, another nice trend line, up towards the 240 LMA. Red dot on the MACD platinum. Waiting on a red QMP, probably take it. Not much happening at the moment though. Pound New Zealand. Red dot, took a sell, stopped out, drew a trend line. Have another go if it comes my way. Pound US dollar. It's probably one of the only pound pairs actually heading up consistently. I've drawn the trend line as usual, just to see where it goes. I'm in no trades in this one. Just wait to see how it goes. Ideally, I'd like to see it roll over, come to the downside, and take that. There's a possibility of divergence forming there across these highs here, and possible if it turns up, rolls over, there may be a divergence there. New Zealand, Japanese yen, and dare I say it, no, I wasn't in this trade, so it's good, but it's still going up. Draw a trend line. Haven't got still not the sell signal. We've still got a blue dots on the. Something's not right there. Hang on, we've got a problem with my indicator. It's better. Yeah, we've got a blue dot on the QMP, and we've got a red dot on the MACD platinum, and it's heading down. Eventually, these Japanese pairs will turn, but as I learnt my lesson in the 4 hours, they may not. So that's about it, guys. Pretty dismal trading results. What am I doing here? Pressed all the wrong buttons. Yeah, pretty dismal results, and it's even worse for me because I'm calling these trades live, getting absolutely hammered, and everyone sees my live trading, so it's not good for me. It's sometimes gets a little embarrassing, a little bit hard to take, but I'm as I say in my books, patience, courage and discipline. I'll keep on sticking at it, and eventually I'll nail one of these big moves on the daily chart or whatever, and it'll just wipe away all those losses, no worries at all. And, you know, because with the swing trading, you only got to hit around that 40% mark, 42% profitable trades, and life's good. So anyway, once again, guys, thanks for being a part of the group. There's quite a few new members coming on board in the Facebook group, and probably the worst time for them seeing all my trading. But yeah, any questions, feel free to email me or post them in the Facebook group. More than willing to talk to anyone about Forex, even if it's about your own stuff or anything. Thanks for being a member of the YouTube channel if you subscribe to that, and just being, you know, a client, I guess, even though I don't really charge anything, but no, it's all good. And hopefully we'll get some pips before Christmas and start turning some of this stuff around. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.